Hi there, I'm Timothy Hillsdale. I'm a video producer, a Christian, and I admire great education. And I've learned of a memorable and impressive college, and I've been paying attention to them for some time now. And it's known as Hillsdale College. Now, Hillsdale College, the interesting thing about it is it receives no government funds whatsoever. It operates from its fees and donations that it gets. Hillsdale educates the bright and ambitious students, and they say for our future leaders on the principles of liberty and what made America great. These are necessary for freedom and free enterprise to flourish. One of the neat things that they do in this memorable and impressive place is they give these free online courses. And I think they're amazing. Because one thing they really want you to know is they want you to learn about the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and how it works. And free market economics, Western and American heritage, great books, and they give courses on all of these. They even have quizzes with them you can take to learn even more in discussion boards. I think it's amazing. Recently I took their one on World War II. It's a unique approach to World War II. Not just the history of that war, but the logistics and economics it took the U.S. to win that war, and how it defeated them by being better at it, besides our moral position. Hillsdale also publishes a thing called Imprimis, which you should all be reading once a month. It's terrific. But I want to talk a little bit more about one of the courses they have, and Congress, how it worked, and why it doesn't. That's kind of an interesting play on words, because they go into how it worked originally, because when they established it, it was different from most anything in the world. And these guys that established it, Madison, Hamilton, Washington, Franklin, Adams, on and on, probably the brightest minds of their time, if not the brightest ever, all to be in one place at the same time. I think that's incredible that could happen. I believe it was a divine nature that happened, a divine motivation. That's why I'd question anybody thinking the Constitution is a living thing to be constantly changed. The Constitution itself is a document made by very bright, if not genius, people who were also well educated in the Western history, biblical Western history, all of the classics of the Roman and Greek history. And besides all that they gained from the European and especially Britain's government, of the Parliament and how it functioned with its monarchy and so forth. It was pretty amazing that they could come up with this document. But they debated and gave it time and worked their way through it to come up with an amazing document. Hillsdale offers this course free because they hope more people will gain a better understanding of the founders' understanding of legislative power and how Congress should work, as well as the progressive rejection of what understanding and how that rejection has affected American politics. And that's what they go into. What was the original and what's the problem with the progressive view? You will learn in there that much of our legislation is done outside of these politicians in Congress, and that's what's sad, because there's no real good deliberation now. If you watch on C-SPAN and you watch a legislator in there debating, well, not necessarily debating, but giving a speech, if you look around them, you'll probably see the seats are empty. And that's not how the original Congress worked. They were in there together, debating and involved, working together, and at times against each other. I think some of you probably have seen Lincoln, the movie Lincoln, where they're debating in Congress on the ending of slavery. And it gives you an idea of the kind of thing that went on in the Congress at that time, before it became this not functioning organization that it is now. And I think many Americans would agree that it's not functioning well. I think there's only about a 17% of the American public that agree that it's working properly. We can see how the Democrats and the Republicans switched places in the House, as Republicans probably disgusted with their leaders. Democrats were enlivened with the change of policy in the executive branch with President Trump. And that type of thing is pretty dynamic. But when they get inside the Congress, it is not. It's not where they're getting the good debates that they need. One of the reasons that Washington did not like parties is because it fixed people's thinking into just a party line, rather than an opportunity of many minds coming together to hash out laws. And that's what's slowly happened with these parties, the point that there'll be particular legislation made where the parties are split right down the middle. One's completely against and one's completely for. That means there's really no independent thought going on, or independent debate or argument. What does that say of us today? So we've created something that once worked into something that doesn't work. And now we get these endless piles of not really legislation, but rules and regulations from bureaucracies that nobody can get through without a lawyer if they're lucky. And it's inhibited everything we do in advancing our country for the benefit of all and the rest of the world, which does profit from us. And that's very important. Now, one nice thing about these courses is they are supported by individuals. Now, you can donate or not donate because it's still free. But that's how it's kept online, is from tax-deductible donations by others. And it's what keeps it in there and keeps it going. Now, there's all kinds of things. There's things in here on classic literature, and I mentioned war and government. There's a great course or two on economics. If you've always wondered how economics works in this time where people are pushing for socialism, it would help you better understand why the free enterprise capitalist systems work so well. Even communist China picked up on capitalism and has done them a lot of good. Whether they change the rest of it or not, I don't know, but maybe that works for them. But so an important part here in Hillsdale is these wonderful, wonderful courses. And I really think you should take some time to get to know Hillsdale College. It's online, hillsdale.edu, piece of cake. Get that in Primus magazine once a month. Well, it's a pamphlet on very critical issues. One of the recent ones I read on marijuana was extraordinary, exposing studies that have been done to show how deleterious marijuana is to the human mind. Anybody talking about it? No, they're all running like crazy to have marijuana. Everybody's smoking it so we can make tax dollars. How many times have you heard that over from a politician? Oh, if we do this or that thing, improve this or that, we'll have money running out of our ears. Never happens. They spend it all, and they're all in debt again. I mean, what kind of a country are we? But, there's evidence that shows marijuana is causing schizophrenia. Great evidence for it. And many, many other subjects about the country, such as the cold civil war going on inside the United States, which we want it to stay cold and not get worse. But you need to be challenged. Get on with these people. Take their courses. Learn from them. Be challenged. Challenge yourself. Learn and grow. Don't just take the party position always. Learn something. Defend it when you know it's true. It's a great opportunity for all of us. And it's free. It's right online. You can get it on your phone. It's terrific stuff. So, thank you. I'm Timothy Hillsdale. Like, comment on my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.